friends, today in this lecture we'll talk about the variables used in Java and typecasting of different data types. First, let us start with variables. So what is a variable? A variable is a piece of memory that contains some data value, and a variable always has some data type. In other words, a variable is a name that is given by the programmer who writes the program for storing the intermediate program results. So that is why variables are used in programs for storing intermediate results. And how do we initialize a variable? There are two types of variable initializations. They are static and dynamic initialization of variable. In static initialization of variable, the initialization takes place at the compile time, and the variable is initialized always, and the variable will always be initialized with a constant. While in dynamic initialization, the variable is not assigned with a constant but some other variable or a valid expression when it is declared. Let us look into this example for understanding how a variable is initialized statically and dynamically. Here A, B and C are the three local variables since they are declared inside a method. So A, B and C. So A and B are initialized statically because A and B are initialized with constants, and while C is initialized dynamically because it is assigned a valid expression when it is declared. This expression contains A and B, that are the two variables. In other words, C is not initialized with a constant, and hence it is said to be initialized dynamically. So this was about the initialization of variables. I'll see the next topic, that is final variables. What is a final variable? A variable that is assigned with a keyword final. Now what does this keyword final in the context of variables mean? This final keyword means the variable will never change its value at any further point in time because it is prepended with the final keyword. So that means the value assigned to it will be its final value. So this is what happens when the data type is primitive. That is, it is true for primitive data types like int, float, char. Then what happens with non-primitive variables? First of all, what is a non-primitive variable? A non-primitive variable references to objects in Java. Let us look at this example. Here the object T1, which is an instance of class test1, is declared as final. So this means that the variable will never refer to any other object. That is, it will always refer to T1, although members of referred object can be changed by a set of operations, but final will always refer to the same object. So that was about the final variables in context of primitive and non-primitive variables. Now let us see type conversion and typecasting. So what is typecasting or type conversion? When you assign a value of one data type to another data type, they might not be compatible with each other. But if they are compatible, then Java performs automatic type conversion. The type conversion which is performed by the compiler itself is the automatic type conversion. The examples of type conversion are assigning a byte value to int or casting float to int, etc. Now for automatic type conversion, the following two conditions should be satisfied, and they are: the two data types must be compatible, and when we assign a value of smaller data type to a bigger data type, automatic type conversion is possible. For example, automatic type conversion is possible for numeric data types, and assigning smaller data type to bigger data type means that the destination type is larger than source type. For example, int is large enough to hold byte values, so automatic type conversion is possible with int and byte. Another one is explicit conversion, which is also called as narrowing. It is used to assign a value of larger data type to smaller data type, and hence it is called as narrowing because it is used for assigning larger to smaller, while automatic was used for assigning smaller to bigger, that is why it was widening. So the general form of explicit conversion is value 1, target type value 2. Target type specifies the desired type for converting value 2. Let us see this example to understand how does type casting take place. When you write int a equals to 10, that means you are initializing the integer with 10, and I am declaring another variable b as byte. So int is large enough to hold a byte. So we'll write b. If we write b equals to a, that means the two types are not compatible until they have been typecasted. So we write b equals to byte a, that is we are converting integer a to byte, and hence the two data types become same, so we can perform further operations. So this was about typecasting and variables, initialization of variables as well as final variables. I hope you all understood, and please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.